Are you afraid of me? It's the common reaction, and I have worked hard to attain it. It's just an added perk of doing the kinds of things that I have accustomed myself to do. Call it bragging, call it honesty. I don't care either way. It wasn't always like this. I was a kid once. I was the cutest kid you'd ever seen, no joke. I don't care how cute your baby pictures are, I got you beat. I used to run down the stairs at high speed, letting the imaginary cape that accompanied my Batman pajamas flow out behind. It was Saturday. That meant only one thing. Cartoons. Dreams. Freedom. Batman, Ninja Turtles, maybe even if I was lucky, some Power Rangers. It was what I lived for. Your parents tell you you can grow up and be whatever you want. Well, guess what, kids? It's bullshit. You can't grow up, don tights, and prance around the city being appreciated and respected for your commitment to justice. It just ain't happening. But the one thing that always captivated and confused me about these superheroes was who they were. What sort of role you had to have been dealt in life to become that kind of a person. Surrounded by conflict. Knowing no friend but for weaponry and the thrill of near-death combat. Well, there was love, there was deep love, but never for the hero. No love in that life, only death. Combat. It was a simple life, not one that many would hope for, certainly not one that many would dream for. I abandoned it. I grew up. I soon forgot my precious idols, and I was surrounded by love. Well, it was what I wanted to think of as love. It was like cavity decay of the brain eating away at a constant time and filling my ears with a sick grinding that I kept begging for over and over again. I was always in love. I was Cupid's eternal bitch. I couldn't see a pair of eyes. Without falling in love. It didn't matter the color, only the depth. That faint flicker, sometimes visible behind the retina. That little flame that checks in with you, confirms your connection to another living, breathing person, and suddenly the universe opens up a little slot for you. And you are allowed to belong. Everything fits and is wonderful. But that's just it. I was in love with the whole world. But the world, she's jealous. She doesn't care how much love you have. It needs to only go one way. So love was a hassle. Every time I was happy, something would fade, would die, would run away from me, and I would be left with nothing but cold, numbing guilt. I hated love in the world and complicated any relationship I ever tried to hold on to. I grew in constant fear of a forbidden fruit complex. Forbidden fruit is always wanting what you can't have. And when you get it, if you're lucky enough, it means nothing after you've already gotten it. I fought countless battles that I should have lost, but I won. I fought for love like it was the last precious bubble of air in the world. I fought bravely and occasionally I fought dirty, but I won. And that's what stung me the most. I won, but it never worked. By the time I had won, I had either no more interest in what it was that I was fighting for, or I had destroyed what it was that I was working towards. I'm not as selfish as I let on. I tried to work things. I sacrificed my own happiness to keep commitment to people who were only hurting me. And at the end of it all, I was just left with this terrible feeling of emptiness. The same dark thoughts that children lie awake at night and have. The black realization that maybe you lived longer than you were ever supposed to. And now the universe doesn't know what to do with you. All I seemed to do was hurt those around me, people I cared about the most. And therefore, myself. It was an endless cycle of hurt, with myself at the center. So I slumped. I fell into a game of self-loathing. I say game because it was like I was always winning and losing at the same time. It was like holding a lighter up to your fingertips and trying to come as close as possible to the flame before the burn. But that's just it. The burn has to happen. It's a part of the process. Before I knew it, that's all I was. A giant burn. Just looking for any fingertip, compassionate enough to reach out to me. I would lay shaking at night, cuddled naked in a blanket, cool sweat beaded on my forehead, wonder, God, how do I live this life? Doomed to love everything, but incapable of doing anything but hurt it. What role can I play in a life such as this? By the time it finally hit me, I was already at the bottom of the bucket. It made sense. And I felt stupid for taking so long to come to it. I am legendary. My great pain and love have left an uncompromising wound across this world in many a battlefield. I am the fiercest opponent that you can encounter because I have lost all ideas of hope or promise anymore. Love is still there. Its absence is what allows me to do what I do. Living in a life where all you know how to do efficiently is hurt, then why not embrace it? It's worked for me. I have finally become the idols I worshipped as a child. I know how you become that kind of a person. And I have found my forbidden fruit. And it's rotten to the very